Is it at 6?
Stand and say the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve agenda with flexibility, in executive session for personnel, right after legal.
Okay.
That's already on there, legal.
Well, the personnel is SDCL 125, 2 sub 1. Yeah.
Do you want to do one for legal or for law? Or that one personnel? Okay, that's my motion.
Okay. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Approved March 20th meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the 20th minutes.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
There's an error in your minutes. I don't know if you want to know about it or not.
Sure.
So on the second page towards the end, Bill Livermont informed the rest of the board that he had spoken with Eddie Nigel, and it's got $20 an hour, and actually that was, Bill agreed to $100 an hour. It's not 20.
I make a motion with the adjustment.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Public comment? Okay. Meals on Wheels. George Larson.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
My name's George Larson. I'm with Meals on Wheels Western South Dakota. We've been partnering with Bennett County program now for, I think it's a couple years now, since they were having their problems, and we were asked to partner to make sure that program kept going through the pandemic and now beyond. We've seen a massive increase across Western South Dakota for how many meals and seniors are asking for meals. And through that, we're seeing having a harder and harder time being able to balance our budget out of the fundraising out of Rapid City. Because of that, we're looking at this year for the Martin program. If it continues exactly as it is, not increasing, not taking into account the increase in the food costs that we're all seeing and things like that, being an $89,000 shortfall for 2024 calendar year. Got some general numbers here. I think I shared with somebody some last week, but I can't be shared them again. What we're looking at for the Martin Meals on Wheels program. Right now, we are serving about 17 people a day on our congregate side, and about 60 to 70 people for home delivery. We are going to about 60 homes every single day in Bennett County and serving the seniors therein. It's an important program that allows seniors that may not have the means to be able to stay in their homes, be able to stay active members of their community. It allows community members to go visit them, bring them meal safety checks, as well as nutrition education, things like that, both in their home as well as having a congregate dining site as well. A little bit of how we're funded. Right now, we're getting average cost of meals $9.75 a meal. That's soup to nuts, everything. We get about $5.03 from our state and federal contract. They get reimbursed from that. We're anticipating serving over 24,000 meals this coming year to about 139 different people. I'm asking the tribe, the city, the county, as well as individual fund groups to try and step up and make that $89,000 difference. without having some sort of funding or commitments to funding, we'll have to either reduce the number of meals we are being able to serve or possibly stop the program altogether.
How many of your communities are in need of funding?
How many of the seniors
The
themselves? Communities
communities. The other
right now,
that you serve.
all except for 2 have our needs of funding. Rapid City is self-sufficient, as well as the Sturgis, which technically Sturgis. Generally, in the past, we've used the fundraising in Rapid City to cover the costs above and beyond outside of Rapid City. Rapid City community covers that. And so we're unfortunately having to ask more from individual communities to kind of step up and take care of their own versus just relying on Rapid City as much.
So you're part of the United Way then?
We are, yep. Do you guys have United Way that actually covers this area? Because I know United Way of the Black Hills is what we're part of, but I don't have that listed on that, whatever, so I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, last year we were, for this current year, we're getting 85,000, I think it is, from United Way to cover Northern Hills, Southern Hills, Sturgis, Rapid City.
So that 89,000, that's just for Bennett County?
That's just Bennett County, yes, sir. We have received an actual check from $5,000 from the tribe with a commitment to do additional. I have not got a firm number how much that's going to be. We've got a commitment from the city. I haven't received a check yet for $5,000 as well with additional that we're going to be able to do hopefully next meeting, commit to that. We have 2 people that have signed up to do the Adopt a Seniors for $13.20 directly. So we're getting closer, but still ways to go.
So do you look for the loss to be just this year, or is this going to be an ongoing loss for down the road?
We're hoping for a long-term commitment going forward. My goal, though, is we're talking to the Senate of the South Dakota Senate House to actually have an additional increase in our funding, which hopefully will be $2 a meal statewide, which that would bring an additional $50,000 approximately for Martin program alone. And so between that additional fundraising, hopefully this isn't going to be a 90,000 shortfall every year kind of thing. This is definitely just to get us through this year while we try and get our ducks in a row, so to speak, to really get the community, the state, the region kind of in line with us.
So the legislature would consider that in 2025, and do you think you'd get the funding in 2025, or then would you get it in 2026?
2025. We already have our contract for, well, we already have our contract for this year coming up. We have our contract, so we'll be starting next July. And I've been working with the state appropriations committee pretty well, and they're on board with the state to be able to get that done. They know the situation. But you know how that goes.
Yes, I do. So how do they participate in Meals on Wheels? Do they just request, or is there any requirements, or how do the participants?
So right now, our Meals on Wheels program is set up for people, which is hungry and home delivery, 60 plus. If they want to do home delivery, generally we ask them, there has to be a reason why they can't come to the senior center for some reason. And that could be a wide variety of reasons why they can't. We don't means test our clients, our participants. There's a form they fill out that lets them list if they're in poverty or not in poverty, a bunch of other questions they have to fill out. It's the same form across the whole country, but we don't means test our participants right now.
And do you know when they eat at the center, do the majority of them pay, or?
Yeah, we can't force them, but the per meal donation at the center is $3 something. It's very high.
So the meal costs $9.75, and they're asked to pay $3.
Yeah, 4 and to go any restaurant, any place in the state, you know, drop down 4 1/4 after eating a full meal and see if they didn't chase you out the doors. I think you do have McDonald's in the ordinance. And all our meals are fully checked by the nutritionists, and all those good things too, so. So my ask is $25,000 for this year from the county. I don't know if I need that formalized.
All us commissioners think.
We have 2 weeks to think about it.
Is that what you want to do?
That's what I want to do, but everybody else wants to do it. What do you think?
That works for me. Can you give us 2 more weeks?
I can. We'd like to have some sort of commitment one way or the other by the end of April, which one will make determination how many meals we can continue to serve.
Our next meeting is,
So when's the next meeting?
yes, 17th, April 17th.
You gonna go 1 week?
Hmm?
You gonna go 1 week, or you gonna, that'll be into May, the next meeting?
No, next meeting is April 17th. It's 2 weeks. 1, 2.
Okay. You know, next meeting.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Thank you very much. And again, always available to answer any questions. Our phone number's there on the top there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Executive session, legal counsel.
Motion executive session for legal counsel, 1-25-2, parentheses C3. Commissioners Lene and Sarah,
And sheriff.
and the sheriff.
Anybody second?
Oh,
I'll second.
you got a second? All
I'll
in favor,
second.
signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are now in executive session at 9:44.
Did Tim? Oh, no.
There he is. Fashionable lady.
I think I looked at the.
Are you ready? We are back in at 10:24. There will be no action taken.
Executive session.
Okay, we're gonna go,
Executive session for personnel, SDCL 1-25-2, 1 or 2, 1? 1. Is my motion.
we have a motion, we have a,
With the commissioners and Colton and Sarah and Lene.
okay. We have a motion, do we have a second? We have a second, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. We are now back in executive session at 10:24. Forgot about that one.
2:15 hours.
No action, oh, back in at 10:34. No action taken. Highway Department asphalt chips. Do you want some or no?
I will take some, but I don't know how much yet.
Okay. Just,
Do we need to know a decision now?
no, I think they're on quite a while, so just,
When do you have to know by?
I got to know 2 months longer because I have to have it all reseeded by the 1st of June. And I need to have at least a week and a half to do my stuff.
Okay.
So anything that comes here will be those prices.
22, 10 loads.
Okay.
Other than the pickup price.
I think 10 would be nice,
Just put in the yard.
just to have them. How about we just do 10 loads? Put it in your yard, you got
What's the price, Stuart, or
Yeah,
Sterling?
2150 picked up and 3590 delivered.
a ton?
25-ton loads or 27?
They're gonna be, well, what we've done is before the scale closed out to where Clarence was at, and since they took ownership of whoever bought it,